Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my final day off. Now, before I head back to work, guys, I will be talking about a Xerjoff exclusive fragrance that, again, I got to smell back at Harrods at the 6th floor when I visited London. And I gotta say that that perfume really made an impact on me. So I got the sample, I got to test it extensively this time, so I cannot wait to tell you guys my results, my review on this amazing fragrance right here. Let's go. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel as we head towards 27,000 subscribers. So please continue all your support, guys. Deep dive into my over 900 no hype videos and shop at our affiliate links as well as with our friends of the channel, our decanters. Thank you so much for all your support. And the fragrance that we'll be talking about today is none other than Xerjoff Sketchbook P.70. Yes, Xerjoff Sketchbook P.70. Again, this fragrance right here I got to smell at the 6th floor of Harrods. Definitely a mecca, if you will. If you love perfumes and you love exclusives and you love all the good exclusive stuff, this is definitely the spot to be. And again, I want to shout out Xerjoff 6th floor. Amazing service, amazing people that I got to meet out there. Costas, Celine, Aya, truly amazing people that I've met, and really after that time that we spent at Xerjoff, really learning and trying almost everything under the sun and learning some secrets as well. I really, to be honest, did not even go to any other house. You know, that's how awesome that experience was while we were there. Anyways, this fragrance right here, P.70, the inspiration or the concept is Mr. Sergio Momo's sketchbook, and P.70 means page 70, okay? I believe this whole thing started with P.33, and then now we have like another trio of sketchbook fragrances. But the thing that separates this more than anything is that this is not a normal priced Xerjoff perfume. This one right here is, I think, 1,300 euro. And for me, it was kind of normal because I was there at Harrods. It's like normal to see these very expensive perfumes, $1,000, $1,500, no big deal. It's 6th floor. But, you know, really, I was like, wow, that must be something special indeed. And also, on top of that, concept-wise, this is a fragrance that is wrapped in chains, because basically this collection, this new trio, is about desire. And this bottle of this fragrance, which has kind of like a lock and chains, is about possessiveness and keeping things to yourself, you know, keeping the desirable things to yourself. Very interesting concept, but like I said, the scent itself really, you know, had an effect on me. Let's go spray this thing right now so I can hack it for y'all. Yeah. Okay, guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here. One of the latest Xerjoff fragrances, part of the new sketchbook collection, which is about desire, Xerjoff P.70. Now, this opening is the same opening I got to experience over and over in Harrods. I was afraid to actually spray it on myself, being that it's a $1,300 or 1,300 euro perfume. But it is this opening that got me, okay? And by getting this sample and hacking it more, I got to try the rest of the fragrance. Now, right here in this opening, guys, you're gonna get a fruity opening, but it's an amazing opulent blend with the fruit, okay? And the main fruit right here is gonna be some golden mango, and I've heard some similarities, people talking about herba gold, herba pura. I mean, definitely you're gonna get a nice golden mango, a potent golden mango here in the opening of P.70. And it is not a bright mango, it is not really an uber tart mango, but I would like to describe it as a golden mango, kind of like a mango that, you know, is part of like a gradient. It's actually like not like a non-bright mango that has a nice fruitiness, and like I said, mixes well with the other notes in this fragrance. And what are the other notes? You got Turkish rose, a well blended Turkish rose, which is actually like a spicy rose. It's a nice like spicy sweet rose that blends well with this golden mango. You You've got violet, our conditioner violet, that adds a nice dimension, uplifting dimension to this opening right here. And then finally, you have bergamot, which adds a citrusy dimension. But nevertheless, the thing about this fragrance, guys, is the blend itself. Because, you know, mostly when it comes to like $1,000 perfumes, you have the rose really stand out on its own, and then it's kind of like a spotlight, and that's it. And, you know, people will say, oh, it's the high quality rose that drove up the cost of this fragrance. But here, the Turkish rose, which is a spicy rose, really blends well with the mango. It's a whole blend rather than separate notes really popping out. Of course, mango being the fruity one that, you know, rises above all of them in terms of strength and potency, but still, it's a nice blend of mango, violet, and Turkish rose. And again, that captivated me when I smelled this fragrance, okay? Definitely a beautiful, like, fruity rose intro, beautiful blend that really, to me, screamed opulence and also uniqueness, because you would think that mango would be used for like a grabber or something really casual, but here they twisted it to, like, you know, a mango rose like spicy blend with some violet, you know, which really, again, to me, it blew me away when I was there at the Harrods 6th floor. So again, lovely, unique intro right here. I really enjoyed it. Okay, now let's talk about initial sillage and projection of P.70. And this one here is a potent fragrance. And I guess people are comparing the mango to Herba Gold. And Herba Gold is one of the most potent fragrances out there for Xerjoff, or Suspiro even, when it came out back Suspiro. So with that being said, the mango here is potent. And even with itty bitty sprays from this sprayer, as I showed you right here, the sillage is big. It's a wallop, okay? Which in a way is good, because if you're buying a $1,300 or €1,300 perfume, you're not gonna be spraying a lot to get the optimal sillage and projection. I reckon that really it's gonna be 2 sprays max on this fragrance to get that wallop, because you are gonna get really a nice aura scent with draw-in properties. Aura scent meaning it's stronger than the usual lingering scent, so you will get that really strong one. I mean, if I sprayed maybe 7 sprays of this, it could be room conquering, to be honest, guys. So this fragrance is incredibly potent, probably because of that mango, and of course the other blends. The nice Turkish rose is gonna be there, spicy rose is gonna be there, but nevertheless, it's gonna be this really strong aura scent intro with just minimal sprays. Okay, now let's head into the mid of this fragrance right here. The bridge is going to be clove, okay? Clove is a sweet, spicy note, warming note. You can really tell that this warming note is placed really nicely as a bridge from that spicy rose heading into the mid of this fragrance. The clove, nice and warming, and sets up the desire, you know, part of this fragrance, the gradient desire part of this fragrance right here. Now, the mid is actually the longest stage, okay, in my opinion, and it has a lot of continuity from the intro. You're gonna get the mango though. You're gonna get the mango and rose pretty nice. I would say for even like an hour, hour and a half. And the clove is a warming, sweet, spicy bridge that goes into a very similar type of mid, although it's not exactly the same. The mid has a nice combination of amber and jasmine. Okay, and so this combo of almost like this golden amber and jasmine, it's a blend, okay? They're not separate. I think almost replicates the sweetness in the intro that is also mixed up with the florals, the violet and the rose, because the violet is kind of like the uplifting, sweet floral note right there. But right here in the mid, it's the jasmine that provides that, while the golden amber continues on from the golden mango. Like I said, you know, for me, it was like the golden mango. Continued on by that golden amber, guys. All right, so it gets spicy still. You still get golden amber, a golden note flanked with an uplifting balancer floral note. So to me, yes, it's a different set of notes, but it felt like the continuance of the intro. And to me, I love the intro. That's what got me into this fragrance. So the actual mid was more of the same. And it was actually very long lasting. This mid is very, very long lasting. Okay, now I'm sure a lot of y'all are wondering about the leather. Okay, and the leather here is not the leather that's in Torino 25, where it's literally a standout leather. I really did not get a standout leather in this one, although it is out there lingering, I would say, in a very embedded style where it created even more classiness or like an even darker gradient thanks to that really embedded leather. But in my opinion, the leather is really more well blended with the dry down note of this fragrance, which is tobacco. All right, and I will discuss that on the dry down. But let me say this, that the leather right here in P70 super embedded, and it mixes very, very well. And at the end of the day, it's the potency of the golden amber and jasmine and the clove, right? The same, basically the same formula as the intro, golden, sweet, and spicy, that really reigns supreme right here. The leather is kind of like a tertiary or like a background actor in all of this, but nevertheless still causes that very classy and darker tangent in this fragrance right here, P70. Okay, now let's talk about the dry down right here of Xerjoff Sketchbook P70. Now again, first and mid of this fragrance really are kind of like cousins, brothers, sisters, very related, even though they're different notes, same sensation for more than several hours. The mid is the longest stage, like I said, in P70. And the dry down in a way is also some sort of continuance, okay? The bridge here is going to be a leather tobacco combination. And the tobacco here is not going to be the strong tobacco that we usually get in other fragrances. It's actually more of a body, in the ending. It gives some body. This smoky tobacco gives a little bit more body as we head towards the end of this fragrance. But also the things that stand out are going to be your vanilla as well as your Peru balsam, which is also kind of ambery. So you have more amber vanilla coming out into this dry down. Beautiful vanilla, by the way, but also that tobacco providing that kind of like that dark tobacco body towards the end. All right, and that's pretty much what you will get on the dry down right here. You also have some oak moss, which provides some slight woodsiness. But really, this is the grand opening, grand closing of this fragrance with a nice blended in tobacco, leather, vanilla, as well as more amber down the line. Again, another continuance note it feels, but of course with tobacco, added slight leather, which is, it makes sense. It's the dry down, it's the body, it's the final part of this fragrance. So beautiful. Indeed, not so crazy tobacco for those that are expecting something like a huge amount of tobacco. You're not going to get it here, but still, it's going to be amber and vanilla down the line. Okay, so what do I think of this fragrance right here, Xerjoff Sketchbook P70? Compared to the others in the line, and maybe I need to test them more, this was my favorite because it was a nice, impactful start, and I like that golden fruitiness of that mango and how it was masterfully mixed with a high-quality, spicy Turkish rose, violet, and the other notes. Of course, I didn't know that at the time that those were really the ultimate notes, but still, at the end of the day, first whiff and second whiff, I got to smell the opulence, and maybe I was in the 6th floor, and that also added to the congruency of the situation. But nevertheless, this is a beautiful, beautiful blend. And it's hard to really say that, oh, this is only fruity, or only sweet and ambery, because if you really know your notes and you love perfumes, you're probably gonna, enjoy the blend here in this fragrance. It's not too complex, it's not too simple either, but one thing you can expect is that every stage of this fragrance is gonna be a blend. It's gonna be a blend. No one note stands out, so it feels like an accord put together for you. And because the first part of this fragrance to me is beautiful, I was glad to see the continuance to the mid having almost the same profile, and even the dry down almost had the same profile. So this is one of those where if you liked it on first sniff, you'll get it more and more over the next several hours. So that was something I got to enjoy. Good to know that the trend continued down the line on this fragrance right here. Now, usage wise, guys, this is incredibly unisex. Some people are saying that this is femme leaning, but I would say probably it's very, very unisex. I mean, guys that like unisex perfumes might enjoy this as well, simply because, I mean, really a golden mango and a Turkish rose note really is also used in, you know, unisex perfumes that men like. And because amber is also a big deal out here, I think that as well, having a nice amber core, having tobacco, having leather, you know, it doesn't really say, or it doesn't really feel like a purely femme perfume. Although I can see women wearing this as an elegant nighttime opulent perfume. I mean, God, it's like $1,300. For the guys, this could be, you know, a mysterious signature scent that you can wear that people are gonna be like, what is that? And you're like, well, I can't tell you. It's locked. It's locked, just like the chains of the bottle, right? I can't tell you. This could be a mysterious niche perfume that you can use at your disposal as a signature scent, even if you are a guy. And definitely, you know, this is a fragrance that, you know, in my opinion, should be worn in very opulent events, special occasions, nighttime, because of that desirable, that almost like that gradient that it sets out, just from the get-go, having a nice spicy Turkish rose, having a clove, having a golden mango, you know, amber. It feels like a very nighttime type of fragrance to wear. I just came back from, you know, a date, like a Michelin star date, last night, and I felt like I should have worn that fragrance while I was out there, because you know, it would really match the occasion. And finally, let's talk about total performance right here. Easily, this fragrance went over 12 hours. And I would say that the Wallop, the super strong sillage, in my opinion, lasted up to like 4, like really strong. So easy on the trigger. And maybe you just want to buy one of these samples to see what I'm saying, that a little spritz of it will really cause a huge projection. So with that being said, guys, like I said, if we're talking about, you know, down the line, overall performance, more than 12 hours, no problems right here with a huge sillage to begin with. Okay, and finally, let's look at the cost of this fragrance, and is it a full bottle worthy fragrance? I'll be honest, I don't have $1,300 to spend on this fragrance, but if I had $1,300, if that was like a normal thing, aka a lot of people's spending habits at Harrods, the most expensive department store in London, sure, I would definitely get this. I mean, the fact that I kept going back, you know, on it over and over, even if I got introduced to like several scents, I still went back to that. And I'm talking about all the houses, all the big houses around the Harrods 6th floor. I still came back to that as like, oh, I'm referencing that as an amazing $1,300 perfume. I think that if this is your budget, it's no big deal. Sure, that would be great. But if not, I mean, I'm sure you can get a sample decant out there. I don't know if you can get a decant out there, but for sure you can get a sample for, you know, 20 euros, that box that I said, the Xerjoff box. And you can try this for a lot of wears, actually, 4 or 5 wears on the little thing. And like I said, because you only have, because you have a huge sillage and projection on minimal sprays, even on this, like I said, you probably get to stretch it out and get to wear it 4 to 5, 6 times fully. So this is a good opportunity to try this. But really for me, if I had Harrods money, like most other Harrods customers that go down there, sure, I would get a full bottle, just because it's, first off, appealing. Look at the lock, the chains and the lock around the thing. But also, you know, the scent itself, like I said, I'm the type that would have a mysterious perfume that has a blend that nobody's ever smelled. You know, and mango, this type of mango, not a lot of people are rolling with this type of mango. So it's a nice surprise. It's a nice, like, hidden move if you owned a fragrance like this. So like I said, if money's not an object, sure, get me a full bottle right now. And that is it. That is my no hype review on one of the latest Xerjoff perfumes, an exclusive, an expensive one, $1,000, €1,000 one, Xerjoff Sketchbook P.70. Okay, and I am wondering though, how many pages are there in Sergio Momo's sketchbook? Maybe he can comment below and let me know so we can know how many sketchbook fragrances are really gonna come out. And there's two others in the collection, in the exclusive collection, that I will try. I know one of them is the red one, and for me, when I tried that one, I was like, my God, that one really smells like a very rich woman rolling in Harrods. Okay, I will test that as well for y'all. Like I said, it was the P.70 that got me out of all the three. But yeah, I will try, test, and review all of them, guys. Okay, so if you have tried this fragrance, let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance. And if not, get yourselves a sample. It's like less than 20 bucks to get all four. And again, I also recommend Louis XV Rose that I got to try. I harped about the original Louis XV when it first came out, that champagne fragrance, but man, that rose got me as well. Anyways, that is it. I will see you guys on the next video. Unfortunately, I'm going back to work, so please pray for me. It's gonna be wild. I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless. Take care. Peace.